We're continuing to collect Masters of the Universe Origins, so today we're going to open up Beastman, Savage Henchman. That's the only title they could come up with for Beastman. He's just a henchman. Kinda undersells his abilities, in some sense. Let's open him up, talk about old Beastman here. Ouch. Baggie of accessories. And Beastman himself, which I thought he looked weird in the package, was because some of his armor is separate in the packaging. So while he's in this state, we'll take a look at him. He actually is fairly close to his cartoon appearance, although he's a little more hunchbacked in the cartoon, but the old figure did kind of stand, you know, kind of hunched, so you did kind of see that back end more higher up here. He's looking a lot more beastly. I'm not sure why they didn't color in the wristband. You can clearly see it's like texture. They should have just had that be red, and his boots as well should have been red, but I guess they were sticking to the original there, although they did modify some of the others, so should have just went for the paint on him. But let's just take a look at his removable attire here while we got him. So he actually has the hairy chest that a few characters use, not like He-Man with just the plain. He does kind of have beastly molds here and there, so he's not 100% the same. He has the same crotch as He-Man and Skeletor and all those. Apparently that was the fashion in Eternia, just in different colors. I wish they would have maybe just painted the ears too, because that would have made him look a lot more like the cartoon as well. Just some of those missing details, I feel like they just didn't paint them at the time just to save the money. So I think the Origins line is probably where you should have colored them in, but it's kind of hard to walk the line of stay true to the original versus upgrade them also. Holy crap, his whip, like a very big handle actually. That's a nice string there for the whip. Then he has his two shoulder pads here that actually are double spiked. I think in the cartoon he just had one spike. Let's get him with his fur back on. I think these will go with the spikes going up. Just the shape of them kind of going up is how he would wear them. It kind of goes on there a little weird for me, but it does seem to work just the way this is like curved down, but I guess that helps it stay on the arm. But too bad if you're collecting in the packaging that, oh, we did that upside down. You won't get to see him with all of his armor pieces on. I think these are just better to open. So here he's got all of his stuff on. I feel like they could have done a brighter red for these pieces. Very dull red. It was like Beastman's orange and red, and then just that little bit of the blue really made him stand out like that. So any missing paint is just kind of tribute to the original figures, but I think this is where they probably should have jumped on giving him a little bit more. Here's his oil can looking whip. Since it was all wadded up in there, it's kind of like whoosh, wacky in a pose there, stiff. If that'll soften up eventually. I think his whip was black usually. I did want to try out while I have it. I think this is a Loyal Subjects Beastman. It's kind of got the flocked fuzz there. But he had this little red whip. I just wanted to kind of try it out. That's a little big for the hand there actually though. Just to see what that would look like, but yeah, it's a little too big for him, and I think he did just have a black whip, so we don't need that then. But the little Beastman can hang out there. Definitely a strange and unique weapon for him. I think it was more the whipping the beast that he would control into shape more than attacking. But that gives him a unique weapon then that way. So it says right on Beastman's box, he's just the henchman. He doesn't, he just does Skeletor's bidding, I guess. He can kind of control Beast and things, and obviously he's pretty strong and stuff. You know, he usually just kind of would attack. I don't know if he always used a weapon. A lot of times he just kind of attack He-Man. Like, I think maybe once in a while I might use a gun or sword, but he definitely did use his whip sometimes. What's funny is usually the comic and the cartoon versions are pretty different, but Beastman more or less stayed the same. He's just kind of a little bit oafish, kind of had the hunchback kind of thing going on. He kind of talked like the Skeletor. Kind of couldn't breathe through his nose. He was a mouth breather. He's an interesting design there. So this is definitely more towards the original action figure look. Even if we look at the old artwork, surprisingly looks more like the cartoon version this way, just the way he is hunched. Probably would need a different mold to get that exact look, but a lot of these just used some of the same molds. Later we'll see this kind of hairy chest one on like Stratos and some different characters as we get some more. But Beastman, a classic, a must-have villain for Skeletor's side. Still just growing this collection here. Just the more characters you get, the more crazy colorful your lineup looks and everything. So can't wait to just keep getting these Origins figures. Beastman lands a good helping of color. Really like how his blue is very different. Other coloring there. Just a few accents here on his chest and fuzzy undies and his face. The only strange thing is these shoulder pieces, you know, he didn't get molded on, they're just separate. And as you kind of move them around with a lot of the articulation that the newer ones have, they're going to slide down pretty quick and easy if you were playing with them a lot. Versus the old figure that just has the 5 points of articulation where it probably wouldn't come off as much. It's pretty loose fitting, so I'm going to just display these with all my other Origins figures as I collect them. I'll be opening all the Origins figures that I get right here, so you're gonna stay subscribed and check those out as they come through. Because I never got to have the old original He-Man figures, so I'm very excited about this whole line and getting a lot of them. But I do base my collection more off the cartoon, so I'll see you in the next video, He-Man. Right, Skeletor? I forgot I have to ask your permission. Oh, okay. He said see you in the next. Where's my whip? Oh, here it is. I have to go oil the Tin Man with this now. Rah, 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 rah.